Alright, so now that we're fully done with removing the old parts, I just switched my gloves out. I actually just flipped them inside out so I don't get any of the grease or any of the grime on the new rotors. So let's go ahead and put the new rotors on, reinstall the caliper carrier, and then reinstall the pads and the caliper. Alright, so I know I'm going to get a bunch of comments saying that these are on the wrong side because these slots are going this way as opposed to this way with the rotation of the wheel. The slots actually don't determine the directionality of the rotor. It's actually the channels which determine the directionality. And as far as I can tell, these channels are either slanted back this way or perfectly straight up and down, so it doesn't really matter. Feel free to argue with me in the comments about that. I'm not an expert, so if you can prove me wrong, prove me wrong. Get the rotor up here and then start the T30 set screw by hand, getting it started. You can get it almost all the way. There's no need to really torque it down too much. It's just gonna make your life harder for the next time you have to take it off. And I broke a glove again. So if you remember the order of the disassembly, you know that the next step is to put on this caliper carrier. Before we want to do that, the pads ride in these little channels here. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to clean that up and actually lube that up so that the pad can slide back and forth easily. Okay, so now that we've got these nice and cleaned up, we're going to want to grease the channels. The Hawk's Performance pads came with this packet of grease, so let's open it up and put it on. You're not going to want to use all of the grease for these channels because you're going to want to put some of it on the back side of the pads to reduce pad squeal. But get a good amount in there just so you have it lubed up so that these pads can slide nice and easily in these channels. Okay, so with this guy lubed up, let's get into the pads. Now if you look at the pads, they are all identical. It doesn't matter which side you put them on, it doesn't matter if it's on the inside or the outside of the rotor. So this is going to sit like this, you're going to have your rotor around here, and then these are going to sit in here in these grooves. So this tab here is going to fit in there, this tab here will fit in that channel down there. Before we reinstall the pads and the caliper carrier, we're going to want to lube up the back side of the pads like so. This is supposed to reduce pad noise. Does it work? I have no idea. Does it hurt? No. So let's go put these on. Okay, so now that we have the caliper carrier reinstalled and the new pads put into place, we can take the caliper, slide it over the top of the pads, and then reinstall the two caliper slide bolts. So again, Holding the lock nut with the 15, tighten that slide bolt back up with the 13mm wrench. Now do the same thing with the bottom. So you will notice that there may be some play in the caliper right now just because you haven't touched the brakes yet, but know that that's a good thing actually. It means that your slides are sliding back and forth. Now I'm gonna go through and clean up some of this extra pad grease just so a little cleaner. Won't attract so much dirt, won't make a huge mess next time I'm in here. So there you have it. Now you know how to change the brake rotors and pads on a Mark 6 Golf R. Volkswagens and Audis generally use the same style caliper, so this DIY is applicable to other models. Maybe not directly, but the same concepts are used. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like more videos like this, I put out videos like this a lot on my Golf R and some other Volkswagens and Audis. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, and I'll see you next time.